It's about impact. Your influence gives you impact in this world. Hi, my name is Dr. Martin Williams. My mission in life is to help leaders like you discover, develop, and deploy their gifts to transform families, businesses, and nations. Some people inherit millions and lose it all within years, while others start with a little and build empires that last for generations. The difference isn't money. The difference is stewardship. And if the Commonwealth is going to prosper, it requires you to manage resources with wisdom, consistency, and purpose. It's very important that as we're talking about stewarding, as we're talking about taking care of things, you really have to steward your influence. I don't have much influence. Yes, you do. Everyone has it. Everyone has influence over something, someone, some atmosphere, or something. Everyone has it. And because you're thinking, I don't have influence, you're missing out. Stewarding your influence is so important. Why? Influence is one of the most valuable resources you carry. Influence is when you can walk into a room and everybody trusts you, they know your character, and you make a suggestion. They're like, wow, this person's made a suggestion. We know him or her. We've worked with him or her, and we know that they're usually spot on. That's influence. What opportunities do you take in the world when people listen to you because you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, that they listen, they do what you're suggesting? That, my friend, is influence. Don't be afraid of influence. Influence might be one of your most important resources. What does stewardship mean? Stewardship means using what you know, who you know, and the power you have in the community intentionally. Stewardship should be used intentionally in areas where you're sharp, where you're smart, you have information, you have experience. This is not about ego. This is about intentionality. This is not about feeling good about yourself, so to speak. It's about impact. Your influence gives you impact in this world. I walk in some rooms that I'm the most influential person there. That happens sometimes. But I also walk in some rooms, I'm the least influential person that's there. In one room, I might be talking and giving suggestions, write this down. In that room where I'm powerful there, I know exactly what we're doing and I'm leading, and I know people are going to follow me, I'm talking. In the room where I don't have much influence and I'm not the one who knows what to do, I'm listening and asking questions. See the difference? Greta Thunberg, what she did was she started as one student striking against Parliament. Just one student striking against Parliament in her country. But by stewarding her influence, her voice became a global climate movement. She started as one person. She gained influence because she knew her subject matter. She knew she was standing for the right thing, and she knew that other people would join her. She knew it. So that one person gained influence by learning more about a particular subject matter, by studying, by building this down to one area that she felt like she would have to influence. Her voice became a global climate movement. She changed the trajectory of how people were treated. You do the same thing. Pick an area of your life where you really want to study. You want to be an expert. You want to know what to say. Walk in and out of environments with this sort of degree of knowledge and understanding. That would be very important for you to do. Making sense? So, my name is Martin Luther Williams. There was a great man that was named Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King Jr.'s influence was an amazing journey to watch it. Nobel Prize winner, doctorate degree by 25. I mean, an amazing person who had one voice, talked about one thing. His influence didn't really come from a title. It wasn't his title. but his influence came from his voice and consistency. Pick something that you're stewarding like no one else and guard that thing. Guard it and protect it, because your influence is what gets you into big rooms. I want you to pay attention to this subject called influence. I want you to find out what your influence is. And I want you to concentrate on that influence in everything you do, because it's that influence that's going to give you a voice. It's that influence that's going to give you an impact. It's that influence that's going to earn money for you and either create a movement. If we want to change people through the Commonwealth, we need people like you to know who they are and what they bring to the table. And that is influence. Am I making sense? Think before you speak. Before you say something, before you write something, think about the effect that it's going to have. That's how this works. So here's my question for you. What influence do you carry that you haven't fully used yet? Wow, that's a great question. What influence do you carry right now that you haven't fully used yet? Write it down in the comments. Share an idea. Share that idea of that one thing you haven't used that you should be using. And answer yourself, if I'm not using it, how do I deploy it? How do I start using it now? How do I start using my influence? I don't care if your influence is in 2 to 3 year old soccer tournaments. Use it. Expand on that influence. The truth is, stewardship is so important, because through the right stewardship, we can multiply our communities. So your stewardship is so huge, because if you don't steward, you can't be a part of how we make this bigger, how we expand it, how we multiply it. Something happening in Omaha that's amazing for everybody is also happening in Detroit, also happening in Atlanta, also happening in Minneapolis. So you being the center of the universe, and now you're being a steward of who you are. You're not giving that responsibility away to anyone. You're accepting, I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for watching what my life does and the effects that it has, and watching over my time and my talents. Why? Because I'm literally multiplying the community. One person in the house changes the house. One house on the block changes the block. One block in a community changes the community. One community in a city changes the city. One city in a state changes the state. One state in a country changes the country. One great country in the world affects and changes every other country. Those are all levels of stewardship. And I can't control everybody else in the family. I can't control every house on the block. I can't control every block in the neighborhood. I can't control every neighborhood in the city. I can't control every city in the state. And I can't control every state in the country. And I can't control every country on the earth. I can't do any of that. The only thing I can control is me. I'm responsible for changing me. I'm responsible for my own personal stewardship. Write it down. I'm the only one that can make this happen. No one outside of me can make it happen. It has to be me. I'm up for the job because I'm the only person that can fulfill that job. This builds systems. Once we start thinking this way, it's never about one person. But once all of us are doing it, we're in a system. We're building systems that helps, that blesses people who may never meet. People are affected, and I may never meet them. Your stewardship is going to be so effective, but people will never know your name. That's how much influence you have. This is very important. I love Andrew Carnegie. If you go to most cities, especially a long time ago, each one of them had a Carnegie Hall. It had a place where people could come and do arts. Here, Andrew Carnegie invested his wealth. He invested it Mr. Andrew Carnegie, he invested his wealth. He invested his wealth into buildings and other libraries. As a matter of fact, he built over 2,500 libraries worldwide. He stewarded his resources so much, he multiplied communities. He multiplied learning communities all over the world because he was a steward over those resources. My sister wanted us to build a playground in our small little town of Monticello. So we joined with the team. She raised the funds and she brought all the kids in the neighborhood, including us, her younger siblings, and we built a playground in that community. That's over 20 years ago. That sister that led this project is gone. There are at least 20 to 30 people who are no longer living that helped to build that playground. Every time I drive through our neighborhood in that little town, there are kids still playing, swinging, seesawing in that playground we built. There's a plaque up there that talks about her and who built it, but they're no longer around. But that stewardship built a playground that children are still playing in. The same for you. Your stewardship can build something. It can build something that people are playing in, living in, and it's a resource to them, even though you'll be gone. That's the idea of stewardship. What system could you build today that would outlive you, but it would help so many people? What system could you build right now that even after you're gone, it can bless, supply, help, equip other people? 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, million, doesn't matter. Could it affect people if you built it now? And years from now, 100 years from now, perhaps, they'll still be using that system you built. That's stewardship, folks. That's it. That's how it works. Prosperity multiplies when stewardship multiplies. If this challenged you, like, share, follow, so others can grow with us, and comment on the resources that you've committed to steward better in your life. Thanks for watching. Follow me and go ahead and watch the next video.